flexing their arm muscles to the rhythm of the clickety. Laborers dancing in the dark. I am wondering about the memory of these objects, about the fingerprints left on it. But what's left of it? I reach for Nicole. Nicole is the last female wooden shoemaker in the Netherlands. She was serving the army for 10 years, truck driving for another 2. Why would you take over your father's factory? Shifting identities. The poorer you would be, the fresher your protective klompen would be. In 2021, consumers in the EU spent 23.5 billion euros on shoes. Have you seen what Demna brought back last season? I found a little transparent bag full of miniature souvenirs, but she doesn't open her door to me. She apologizes and explains how her professional situation is only getting better now. She says, I really need to think about myself. Best, Bata Factory, multinational footwear manufacturer and retailer of Moravian origin. I meet supervisors, controllers, managers, the bosses, all of them SUV driving. On the way, we talk outward processing trade, collective bargaining agreement, decision-making units. Once arrived to the plant, men are still talking. I politely show interest and I peek inside of the making machine in the direction of the noise, and I see them coming, a line of upside-down green feet, moonwalking on air, waiting to be joined to the other rubber half. Something else is moving. Orange-sleeved and dislocated limbs of steel, hastily applying glue or cutting a rim. Not sure if anybody here wants their jobs. At once, I discern a face, then a second, and some others, male faces, old faces, controlling, supporting, and assisting the work of the giant arms. That's what they mean by outward processing trade. The upper parts are sewn together by other people, mostly defined as women. Batanagar, industrial township in Kolkata, is the largest shoemaker in Asia. Almost like they appear magically. But we have heard about those people, producing things that they do not know, for other people consuming things that they do not know. The last seamstress, Ermine. Sewing can hardly be done by a machine. This particular knowledge generated through and necessary for certain gesture and action. The companionship with the tool. Arrived at 19 from Turkey, married, reproduced, and started producing. She won the right to work. She secured the means of her existence. My broken Dutch, her broken English, gesticulation, mimicking, those are not money moves. The shared experience of working in a country where you don't speak the language. Anna Maria, a retired pair of sewing hands, Bussolengo. We look at old payslips. It says 19 liras. She talks about the one time she could see through her finger. She started at 13. You put your hand straight into the machine, next to an anciana, and you imitate her movements. You imitate her movements. You imitate your movements. This day, she had to make little holes in little strips of leather, 3 at a time. So here she goes. Jack. Jack. Chomp. The finger is attached to the machine. 3 little metal teeth planted in her skin. Never on sick leave again. Except for the 3 times 16 weeks she took to give birth to her 3 children. The radio is saying unemployment, precarity, exploitation. How romantic. The radio is saying flexibilization and salarization, here and everywhere else. Decline of material, hegemony of immaterial, knowledge, information, communication, emotion, and affection. You are waged and poor. She thought it would be a guarantee to a decent standard of living. Riviera del Brenta, thermo shoes, between Padova and Venice. The region is known as highly qualified in the development and the production of luxury footwear. But here, they inject plastic clogs still. What is the common point between a nurse, a cook, and a cleaning lady? They wear the same shoes. The founder talks me through the history, the marketing, the design, but don't mention the worker. Then on top of a shelf, I see a couple of books. It says, 130,000 footwear manufacturers go on strike. You must be a good and capable worker. As an artist, I am risking economic failure, ready to do anything to avoid falling into the category of the unemployable, the economic abnormal. So I climb higher. Bosco, provincia di Verona, 100,006 meters above sea level, pre-Alps of Veneto. And I find them, Ginevra, Franca, and Gabrielle. From one sewing machine to the other, zigzag, twin needle, flatbed, unison feed. The basement of this alpine farmstead, una malga. Two hidden abodes of production, one on top of the other. The social factory on top of the shoe factory, on top of the mountain. On her stool, what's left of a pair of boxer shorts, it says, uomo, 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 like a woman seated on the butt of a man. And without turning her head from her piece, she says, I can't sew with my 2 feet at the same time. But she can, pointing at her colleague. How essential does this look? A shoe in Italy cost 47, in Portugal 29, in China and in India 4. Female workers became a problem when they started opposing the top and the bottom of the house. Whose are they? Those are the ones to go on the moon. Somebody in some Italian mountain is sewing together the shoe of an American lady practicing zero gravity in a giant tin can. But who made this? They don't look like I can go really far. We went to the depot in Elde. Dozens of shelves full of proto shoes. Never meant to walk, or just not anymore. Transformed into artifacts, stored in the dark. Do you see his enormous invisible hands employed to labor for an artist? Art is exceptional economically. They eradicated the artist's hand. They favored the idea and the object liquefied. On one side, the one making, on the other, the one thinking. Do you know the name of this boring machine? Carving the inside of a tree out, stuffing your foot in and hoping for the best. We met Lute. We went to his house. He was painting the top of his clothes with his colors. An emblem, a signature, yellow and black. Here we want contexts and concepts and processes. The visibility of a work is the unit of measure of its perceived value. He fabricated his own tool. The width of his thumb is the unit of measure. This inspired artist entrepreneur and the ability to subcontract. The working class did not survive, hence the shelves of carved feet. This class excluded independent, unemployed, and housewives. Where is the line between the working territory and the outside? We are productive even when we sleep. Let's say we aren't workers. Do not become a woman at work.